Next on Worcester News tonight, millions are expected to hit the road this Labor Day weekend. How it'll affect your travel here in central Massachusetts. Plus, a special honor for Mother Teresa on the eve of her canonization. We'll take a look at her connection to one university in Worcester. A look at traffic this evening in central Massachusetts as millions head out of town for the long holiday weekend. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Andy Matterson. Labor Day weekend considered the unofficial end of summer, and police want to make sure people enjoy it safely. Law enforcement will be out on patrols this weekend watching for drunk drivers on the road. State police are planning a sobriety checkpoint at an undisclosed location in Worcester County this evening. In Leicester, the police chief says they've noticed a pattern of drunk driving arrests with higher blood alcohol levels than last summer and urge people to plan ahead this weekend.
You're going to a cookout, a beach party, any type of gathering where there's going to be alcohol served, have somebody who doesn't drink and have them be the designated driver. It's going to pay you back tenfold in the long run.
Police will also be on the water to make sure no one is boating under the influence. For drivers, record-breaking low gas prices are expected to result in more travelers this weekend. And as our Brittany Schaefer shows us, there are many different approaches to take to avoid this weekend's traffic.
We hate traffic.
Ray Dickey and Kim Stevens are coming back from the beach while they aren't planning to travel this Labor Day weekend. AAA says it's one of the busiest travel times of the year. They expect around 900,000 Massachusetts residents to travel, with most getting to their destination by car.
One of the main reasons for that is that we are benefiting right now from the lowest gasoline prices that we have seen for Labor Day weekend in 12 years.
The average cost of gas in Massachusetts Friday is $2.12, which is 23 cents lower than last year.
We are really in good shape. It's really a bargain when it comes to getting behind the wheel to take a Labor Day trip.
AAA Northeast spokesperson Mary McGuire says the busiest travel times are Friday and Monday, but people may be cutting their trips a day short due to the weather.
The wild card with this particular Labor Day weekend is, of course, the weather and tropical storm Hermine.
I think people are watching the weather.
Dickey and Stevens are back in Holden now, but say the traffic heading to the beach earlier today was already at a standstill.
Northbound going up, we saw it was terrible. It was like standstill traffic. Coming back wasn't too bad until like around Route 3 area.
McGuire says in order to avoid road delays, leave early and drive safely.
It's great to get to your destination quickly and to have fun. It's more important to get there safely.
Brittany Schaefer, Worcester News Tonight.
Travel along the East Coast could be impacted by severe weather as Tropical Storm Hermine travels up the East Coast. The storm made landfall last night in Florida as a hurricane. Here's a look at the scene in the Sunshine State. The storm is now nearing the Carolinas. Watches have been posted for the Connecticut coast. Here in Massachusetts, the area is in dire need of rain. Many have taken advantage of the good weather.
Summer, we've enjoyed our summer. We've been to the beach a lot, so we were lucky.
We'll have a closer look at Hermine coming up later in weather. It is one of the highest honors in the Catholic Church. This weekend, Mother Teresa will be recognized as a saint. Pope Francis will lead a mass at the Vatican on Sunday to canonize Mother Teresa. Before her death 19 years ago, the nun won a Nobel Peace Prize and was known for her work with the poor and impoverished. In the 70s, Mother Teresa was given an honorary degree from the College of the Holy Cross. Professor Matthew Schmaltz got to meet Mother Teresa and says it's a significant honor for her.
It's especially significant that the process, which normally takes decades, was relatively quick. And that in some ways reflects changing standards about canonization initiated by John Paul II, but also reflects the fact of how popular she was.
Pictures of Mother Teresa's visit to Holy Cross and a letter she wrote to the school is on display in the campus library. In Milford now, the community is mourning the loss of a town constable who was fatally struck by a tractor trailer yesterday. 65-year-old Barbara Clement died at the scene on Main Street yesterday afternoon. Police say she was walking to her car when she was hit. The driver fled the scene but turned himself in a few hours later. It was a difficult scene for those responding because Clement was so well known in the community.
She loved everybody. She didn't care, and she would help you no matter what happened, even that rough, tough exterior that she had. But when people really got to know her, and she's got a lot of relatives in this area that really love her.
Authorities have not released the name of the driver or if he will face any charges. Neighbors working to help clean up a home deemed unfit for living in Sutton. The fire department was called to Lackey Road for a medical emergency last night. This is when fire and police determined there are unsanitary living conditions in the home. In a statement, the fire chief says all necessary local and state officials were notified. Earlier today, friends of the family worked to help clean up outside. They say a volunteer firefighter and his family live in the home.
We're cleaning up the outside, and we got to start somewhere. Hopefully more of the community will come over and give us a hand and help this family that's helped our community for years.
A friend's helping clean up the home said they didn't go inside. The situation is still under investigation. Another name is added to a memorial outside the Auburn Police Department. Earlier this week, Officer Ron Tarentino Jr.'s name was added to the memorial. The memorial is to honor fallen officers. Tarentino was shot and killed in May while in the line of duty. Officer Tarentino lived in Leicester with his wife and 3 kids. In Boston, Police Commissioner William Evans could be called to testify in a case about the department's body camera pilot program. That's according to the Boston Herald. The program was originally supposed to have 100 officers volunteer to wear the cameras, but no one stepped forward and they were randomly assigned. The patrolmen's union says that violated their agreement with the city. An injunction is scheduled for next week. A local business is closing its doors this weekend. The Perfect Game on Water Street closing after more than 6 years in business. The owners say it's important to keep up with the changes happening around them. They say the Perfect Game will be closed for about 2 months to remodel and create a new design. The co-owner says the new bar will fit in well with Worcester's Canal District.
So it's sad to close, but it's still a business, and we need to be proactive in what we do and the demographics of the area. We focused on some great new ideas at Whiskey on Water, and I think we can still capture some of that magic that we have in opening that location to what's going to be ultimately here.
He also added, in the meantime, the Perfect Game's sister venue, Whiskey on Water, will serve as a location to watch sports on the weekend and during football season. The Spencer Fair kicks off today for the Labor Day weekend. If you're looking for something to do, the annual fair has plenty to offer for both kids and adults. Organizers say it's a perfect way to spend the unofficial last weekend of summer. Our Rosalind Flaherty got to spend the day at the fair and has this report.
All the families should come here. It's awesome.
The gates are officially open at the Spencer Fair. And Friday, people were excited to start the holiday weekend.
The fair's a great time each year. It's great family fun. The kids love coming out. It's something they look forward to every year.
Friday is the 128th year of the fair. President Bob Knight says it takes a lot of volunteers that help put the 3-day event together.
And does take 127 years to make it like this.
The fair attracts people of all ages with thrilling rides, arcade games, and animals such as cows, pigs, and a tortoise. Knight says it's important to bring the community together and keep agriculture alive.
It's harder and harder to get people to really realize what a cow is like, what a chicken is like, where their food comes from. Just trying to keep that message out there.
Knight's been president of the Spencer Fair for 4 years, but says he has been working here for decades.
Actually, my father was actually president back in the 70s, and so I've been here since I was 12 years old showing cows, and just came back to help and ended up being the president.
With kids having the day off from school in Spencer, the fair attracted a big crowd on the first day. Kids were excited about what the fair has to offer.
Best experience ever.
Rosalind Flaherty, Worcester News Tonight.
The fair runs through the weekend in Spencer.